Estimate the following to one decimal place. Use a calculator to check your results. To estimate a radical, simply use perfect squares or perfect cubes for a cube root. Find one that is just less than and one that is just greater than the radicand. Take the square root, or cube root in the case of cubes, of each of these perfect squares or cubes. The desired root must then be between the roots of these perfect squares or cubes. Estimate based on how close the radicand is to the perfect squares or the cubes. For our first example, root 22. We know that the square root of 16 equals 4. The square root of 25 equals 5. Since 22 is in between 16 and 25, the square root of 22 must be in between the square root of 16 and the square root of 25. Therefore, root 22 is between 4 and 5. However, we also know that 22 is closer to 25 than it is to 16. This means that the square root of 22 is closer to 5 than it is to 4. We can then estimate the square root of 22 as approximately 4.7. With a calculator, when we substitute this in, we get 4.690, pretty close to our estimate of 4.7. For the cube root of 22, note that the cube root of 8 is equal to 2, and the cube root of 27 equals 3. Our radicand, 22, is in between 8 and 27. This means that the cube root of 22 is in between the cube root of 8 and the cube root of 27. So the cube root of 22 must then be between 2 and 3. However, 22 is closer to 27 than it is to 8. Therefore, the cube root of 22 must be closer to 3 than it is to 2. A decent estimate then of cube root of 22 is about 2.8. Plugging this into a calculator, we end up with the cube root of 22 equals 2.802. Again, a very good estimate.